I'm playing on a VR headset right now.
What? You can actually do that on Overwatch?
3, 2, 1.
I love Overwatch. In fact, I've sunk more hours into this game over the last 3 years than probably all other games combined. Now, I also love VR, obviously, so I was curious, what if I mix the two in some way? Well, this is my shot at it. First, of course, I wanted to see if the game is even playable with the setup, and surprisingly, it felt really smooth. The whole reason I'm even doing this video is purely because of how I feel about monitor refresh rates. Now, to be honest, I'm kind of a refresh rate snob. In single player games, or in games that are meant to just look pretty, having 200 frames per second really doesn't matter all that much, unless you like it that way. And especially considering you're usually trying to achieve the prettiest looking experience, which is graphically intensive. But in a competitive game like Overwatch, not only do I turn down the graphic settings for maximum frame rate, I also have a high refresh rate monitor that I believe has contributed to me becoming a better player. It's now gotten to a point that muscle memory within the game is so consistent that even a few milliseconds of control input or lag is very perceivable. So where does VR come into all of this? Well, the real selling point for me regarding the new Valve Index is, of course, the experimental 144Hz refresh rate. In theory, playing Overwatch on the Index should be an incredibly similar experience, a bit with maybe a little bit more latency. Well, I figured out that that was actually far from the truth. Basically, I use Virtual Desktop to display the game on my headset, and anyone familiar with Virtual Desktop will probably be thinking, yeah, what's the big deal? I play flat screen games on my VR headset through Virtual Desktop all the time. Why are you even making a video about this? And yeah, that's true for me as well. But this was all about completing my placements at a decently high level in Overwatch, a pretty competitive online game, and just seeing how different the results are with a headset like this, maybe getting something close to using a high refresh rate monitor. Really, the biggest question here worth asking could go something like, so I have a gaming PC and a 60Hz monitor, but I want a nice 144Hz monitor for games. Those do get pricey, so what if I just bought a Valve Index for a little more money and used that to play games at a higher refresh rate? The short answer to that question is you can't really do that, at least not right now. But let's go through the placements and see how they went. I'm playing this on a VR headset.
So in other words, you're gonna suck?
Enemy turret ahead.
Where's that? Question's ready in 4? It's not ready yet. We're green on ours.
That was nice.
With honor,
Why'd you stop?
redemption.
Keep going.
I will strike our enemies where they do nothing.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Easy win.
I have spotted the enemy.
Okay, ready? Guys, play safe, play safe, play safe. Guys, play safe.
Drop.
No shield yet.
Oh my god.
Like 4. On the 4. 1 second. Alright.
Oh, hugs one.
like a
Hey!
I don't know sleep. I don't know sleep. I don't know mate.
Holy
job,
shit.
guys.
What
Holy
the hell?
shit, boys.
What just happened?
I'm so glad I switched the game and told.
Oh, good job.
Stay down.
White man.
10 seconds. Nanobee administered. The payload. Move it out.
See you on YouTube, dude.
Yay, what a great YouTube game.
Enemy turrets down.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so considering how poorly the matches went, and personally getting some of the worst stats I have ever gotten, the whole experience really wasn't that bad. The biggest problem is Virtual Desktop is a mirroring software. Overwatch isn't playing on the index as if the index panels are a primary display. The game is displayed on one monitor that is 144 Hz to be fair, but it's being mirrored in VR to my headset. The process not only introduces latency, about 10 to 15 milliseconds or maybe even more latency, and that's far more than what I'm used to, but also significantly reduces the casted frame rate. There were occasions that I was exceeding 100 FPS, but nowhere near the 144 FPS plus that I'm used to while playing on a flat screen. But was it playable? Absolutely, and I'm sure that you could actually get used to this if you wanted to. In fact, I enjoyed the experience so much of being immersed in a game like this that's this competitive that I would love to see if I could find or fund projects that treat VR headsets as primary or secondary displays, utilizing the full capabilities of the display. Really, using the index over other headsets did nothing special for me here, other than maybe visual clarity, but you can certainly do this with any other headset and have an extremely similar experience. However, it was fun and I did really enjoy it. I do have to say though, playing with the index's audio was fantastic, even in flat screen games. Just thought I'd throw that one in. Also, if there is a better way to do something like this, I would really love to know about it because I tested almost every monitor viewing game or software out there, just to name a few: Big Screen, Virtual Desktop, Vorpex, and Virtual Desktop is the one that I feel like had the least latency, at least in Overwatch. Overall, VR is still a great place to enjoy even flat screen games, but if you are hyper competitive, I'm not sure that a VR headset can replace a high refresh rate monitor quite yet. And that's just fine because all in all, this was just a silly, fun experiment that I had a lot of fun with, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Well, make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm always coming out with more content, and much love, Thrill out.